speak to you all. And today we have somebody that I know you guys are going to be very interested in hearing, because we all know that higher education is the great equalizer in our society. It doesn't matter how we were born, if our parents were powerful or wealthy. What matters is a good education, and that's something that our founders in this nation really believed in. And before I call him up, I wanted to share a story with you all real fast. So I've done some cool stuff in my life. I've been an aide in the legislature. I've owned businesses. I'm the mayor. But I was missing one thing. I never graduated from college. So I had this individual on my podcast one time, and we were talking. He was like, "Mayor, where'd you graduate from?" And I had to look around, and I was like, "I never graduated from college." And he was like, "We got to change that." I sent him my transcripts, and he was like, "Dude, you got two classes left to get your AA. We're going to make this happen." Next day, he had one of his staffers call me. He's like, "I'm signing you up. It does not matter. I am going to sign you up." That is this past summer. And he signed me up, and I took those classes. I worked really hard. I mean, I canceled vacations and everything to make it happen. And at 37 years old, I graduated with my AA. But he also told me, he was like, "Hey, you got to continue. You got to finish your bachelor's." I had 100-something credits. And you know what? Last night I actually graduated with my bachelor's. But I wanted to really thank this individual because he told me, and he really inspired me. He was like, "It doesn't matter your age. You got to make it happen." And something I could tell you, I know how to run my city better than anybody else. And I could run possibly the county if I had to and all that. But I was missing one thing. I didn't have a degree. So I didn't even meet the minimum qualifications to have. Although I'm the mayor, I couldn't be the administrator. Now I can, and thanks to him. So with no further ado, I want to call up Miami-Dade College North Campus President Fermin Vazquez. I didn't tell you, bro.
Right,
No te lo dije. I was keeping it a secret.
Buenos dias. Good morning. Is Oreb High School in the house? Yeah. Come on. You could do a little better. It's early. You got some energy. Come on, Oreb. All right. Well, before I start, I want to thank the mayor for inviting me. Principal Mackey, I've heard nothing but great things from him. Lucky to have him. You guys should all be lucky to have him. I look at you guys sitting in the audience, and I can't help to think of some of my story of my life, right? I am a Cuban immigrant to this country. I was born in Havana, Cuba. I'm sure that either you're first generation Americans or your family or you yourself was born in Cuba. And we think about the challenges and the struggles that we have when we come to this country, either your parents or your grandparents or even yourselves, right? And I can't help to think that, let alone school is scary, but what could college look like? But before I continue on with the speech, I want to know a little bit more about you. And I'll go in and say a little bit about myself later after I get to meet you. And it's not that big of a school, right? Or the audience isn't that big. So I'm going to go around. I want to hear your name, your interest. What do you think you would like to be as a professional? And what grade level you're in. So do we have a mic that we could pass around? Great. If you could take one end and just pass around. Okay. Okay, all right, so we'll start with the freshman class. Yeah. Come on, guys.
Okay. And my grade.
All right.
Hi, I'm Vicky, and I want to be a pediatric surgeon, and I'm in 9th grade.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Sophia Brady, and I want to be an interior designer when I grow up.
Hi, I'm Haley Piedra, and I'm interested in law.
Hi, I'm Sharon. I'm interested in medicine. Hi, I'm Adriana, and I want to be a doctor.
Hi, I'm Rachel, and I would be an orthodontist when I'm older.
Hi, I'm Layla, and I want to be a neurosurgeon in 9th grade.
Hi, I'm Lamavi, and I want to be a plastic surgeon.
A lot of surgeons. Everyone wants to be a surgeon.
Hi, my name is Michelle Hernandez. I'm in 9th grade, and I'm thinking about becoming a prosecutor.
Hello, my name is Christian Eric Mendez, and I want to make a graphic novel.
Hi, I'm Vernon, and I want to be a scientist.
I'm Jonathan, and I want to be an architectural engineer.
I'm Anthony, and I want to be a surgeon.
I'm Christian, and I want to be a psychiatrist.
Hi, I'm Alejandra, and I want to be a lawyer.
Hi, I'm Leslie, and I want to be a lawyer.
Hi, I'm Jaden, and I want to be a real estate broker.
Hi, I'm Nicholas, and I want to be a Marine.
I'm Frank, and I want to be a scientist.
Everybody.
I want to be a children's doctor. Yeah.
I'm not really sure.
He's not sure.
I'm Joshua, and I want to be a firefighter.
Nice.
I'm not sure.
Not sure.
I'm Santi, and I want to be a scientist.
Not sure.
Why me?
What?
Me? I'm Gianna, and I want to be a physical therapist.
11.
My name is Anna, and I don't know.
What should I say?
What? I don't know what you should say.
My name is Henry, and I don't know what I want to be.
I'm Roger. I don't know what I want to be.
I'm Melanie, and I don't know what I want to be either.
I'm David, and I want to be an artist.
My name's Alberto, and I'd love to be an orthodontist. I'm in 11th grade.
My name's Leonard, and I want to be a data scientist.
I'm Melanie, and I want to study business.
I'm Lauren, and I want to be a teacher.
I'm Sophia. I want to do animation. I'm 9th grade.
I'm Bree. I want to be a missionary.
Yeah.
I'm Helen, and I want to do something medical.
I'm Natalie, and I want to be a veterinarian.
I'm Yayla, and I want to work in real estate.
I'm Tiara, and I'm still unsure.
I'm Andrew, and I want to be an engineer or counselor.
I'm Jasiel, and I want to be a firefighter.
I'm Etienne. I want to be a doctor.
I'm Jalen, and I'm undecided.
I'm Mariana, and I want to be an elementary school teacher.
I'm Eric Granda. I'm a junior, and I want to be a pastor.
I'm Pedro Mon. I'm a junior, and I want to be on Broadway.
Now 10th grade.
My name is Bernangeli Garcia, and I want to be a surgeon. 10th grade.
My name is Angel, and I don't know.
No, I'm not doing it.
My name is Anciel, and I want to be a real estate agent.
My name is Diego, and just trying to get big on crypto right now. I'm Juan. I want to be an engineer.
He said engineer.
I'm Cyrus, and I don't know.
I'm Ernesto Hernandez, and I want to be an EMT.
Hi, my name's Isaiah. I want to run for politics.
Run for politics.
My name's Asael, and I want to be in the Marines.
I'm Emily, and I want to be a prosecutor.
I'm Alex, and I want to be an engineer or athlete.
I'm Derek, and I want to be a physical therapist.
I'm Yalian, and I want to be, I don't know.
I'm Joseph. I want to be a firefighter.
And now we have our senior class.
Law enforcement. Law enforcement.
Good morning. My name is Samantha, and I want to be a registered nurse.
Hi, I'm Danny, and I want to be an animator.
I'm Adrian, and I want to be a basketball player.
I'm Andy, and I want to be an entrepreneur.
My name is Samuel. I want to be a firefighter. I don't know yet. My name is Dios, and I don't know.
My name is Brian. I want to be a basketball player.
My name is Alex, and I want to be a firefighter.
My name is Mr. A, and I am a teacher.
So, I'm glad to say that every one of you in every single career you mentioned, you have a seat waiting for you at the North Campus. And I'll tell you why. You probably say, well, I want to be a pastor, I want to be a missionary, right? And you're saying, how does that have a seat at the North Campus? You could start with an AA at MDC North Campus and transfer to missionary, to be a missionary or to go to seminary after that, right? And in addition to that, those military members, I hear a couple of people wanted to join the Marines. I didn't hear Army, but Marines. When you get an AA and you have a college degree and you transfer into the military, you actually start up with a higher rank, and it gives you the opportunity to go up the ranks a lot quicker. For the rest of you, every single career you thought of, and even the I don't knows, there's a spot for you and a seat for you at the North Campus. What I want to say is that, you know, as being an immigrant myself and coming to this country as a baby, you know, it's sometimes scary. I didn't land in Miami where the Cuban culture was so rich. I landed in a small town called Weehawken, New Jersey. A lot of Cubans, we all split up in different directions. Some ended up in California, some ended up in Texas, some ended up, you know, not even in this country, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Europe. You name the country and there's a Cuban immigrant trying to seek freedom. And it's really empowering to have this country give us so many opportunities like you guys have today. And that's what college is all about. It's opportunity. It's opportunity for you to grow as you see yourself growing, to be successful. You know, I hear crypto. I love it. Fintech, financial technology. Guys, get his name. He's going to be like the next billionaire that you probably know in this class. So make sure you get his name and his number because he's going to be one. But I hear doctors, I hear surgeons, and you know what I hear? I hear heroes. I hear firefighters. I hear law enforcement, police officer, and I see heroes. That's what I see. And the North Campus has the police academy, has the fire academy, has these programs in addition to the science programs. Because before you become a doctor, you got to be a bio major, right? That's the first thing that you have to do. Before you get to UM and become that doctor, you go to FIU and you become that doctor, or you want to go to UF, FSU, you name it, right? The horizon is there for you. But then you sit back and you go and you say, well, how am I going to pay for college, right? What opportunities are for me out there? And I'm glad to say that right now is the time, especially for the seniors. Think about what you want to apply for. And not only the school, but what? And I'll tell you why. Because this is the season that colleges and universities are starting to receive applications for their scholarship programs. And I share that with you because you think of scholarship and you're thinking free college, right? That's where you're thinking, okay, my classes are going to be paid for, my books are going to be paid for. I'm going to back it up a little bit more. A lot of these scholarship programs, they actually put stipends. So that means they put money in your pocket. So not only do you have to not worry about college and loans and having a financial debt at the end of your career, they're actually going to give you money so that you have that expendable income to be able to focus on your studies and cover some of your costs. You know, you add that to possibly a FAFSA application or a financial aid application. Depending on where you score on that application, the federal government also provides financial incentives. Because you're a scholar, guess what? If you do qualify, you end up being one of those scholarship programs, that money also comes back to you in your pocket. So you're saying, you're thinking you're going to go to college and you're sacrificing the workforce, because I'm sure that a few of you probably have a little side job. And things are looking a little bit better right now in the workforce, where maybe minimum wage is starting to look like 15 bucks and you're getting a nice little paycheck, you're living from home. I'll tell you, I raised my hand because that was my life, right? Living from home, getting a nice paycheck and saying to myself, you know what, I might not have to go through the whole college thing. Very similar to the mayor, I had that experience. You know, I actually graduated from Southwest Senior High. That's all the way in the Westchester area on the other side of town. And I graduated at age 16. You're gonna say, how did that happen? I just had too many credits. And back then there wasn't dual enrollment. And so I didn't have an opportunity to take college classes while I was in high school. But my advisor tells me, hey, you know what? You're done with all the high school credits you need. You could graduate. So as a young kid, I graduated high school. And I found myself in a college classroom at age 16. First summer term, 17. And then life started taking on a new course. I would think myself I was pretty knowledgeable in computers and really talented in technology. And there was a lot of opportunities back then. You know, I'm talking 1996. Computers were booming. Everybody needed somebody with a technical mind. And I got married. I had financial need. And I said, you know what? Let me put college aside. And very similar to the mayor, that's what happened to me. But there's something that clicked. And I know my future wasn't secure. Because as much as a salary at that time, making $35,000 a year, seemed like it's a pretty rich salary. I'm 96, guys. I want to take you back, okay? 35 today is not the same. But still, I said to myself, this is not going to be the pathway to secure a sound family foundation financially. And I decided that that we needed to go back to college, both me and my wife. And I got to tell you, Miami-Dade College was there for me, just like it was for the mayor. I'm proud to say that he is a North Campus alum. I could assure you of that. And I want to see all of you become alums of a college institution, wherever that may be. My preference is that you come to Miami-Dade College, of course, right? But I want you to seek your passion, to seek what you want to do professionally. Sometimes it's not a 4-year degree. I hear a firefighter. I hear a police officer. These are programs that are much shorter in nature, but have a very promising career. I know many police officers and many firefighters that are breaking 6 figures. You know what that means, right? Over $100,000 a year. And they go up in command. They become chiefs, assistant chiefs, majors, captains, all having a very successful career and providing financial security for themselves and for their families. So we're a small group here in this facility today, in this church. But know that your future is bright. Know that the opportunities are there. For those I don't know, it's just I have to think a little further what I want to do. You know, I know some of those I don't knows were hesitant to make a final path on what they want to do. And that's what college is there for also. Career exploration, understanding where your interests are. You know, I heard a drama major, right? I heard a couple of journalism majors out there, I think, right? Programs that are very vibrant at the North Campus. We're home of the college newspaper called The Reporter. It's won the Pacemaker Award, which is the Pulitzer of newspapers, consistently now for several years. So it's the top student newspaper in the state, okay? I hear the drama major, and I think about our arts and philosophy department and the rich programming that they have when we have a full-scale theater for performances right at the North Campus. So I want you to think today that high school is not your stopping point. It's just another phase towards meeting your career needs, right? And know that as you transfer to college, there is going to be a different level of responsibility and expectation of each one of you. I know your high school teachers, they all love you. They all care for you. They're asking you, where's your homework? They're giving you a little extended time. They really want you to succeed. They'll give you extra study kits so that you could go back and do additional problems, right? When you get to college, it's a little bit different, you know? You're independent. It's you as an individual. Professors are going to give you your workload, and they're going to be responsible. They're going to expect that you're an adult and that you're going to complete it. They're going to expect that you study on your own, that no one tells you what you have to study for. The study kit isn't done for you. They'll tell you chapters 5 through 8. We have a midterm. We have a final. We have quizzes. And everybody's curriculum and syllabus is a little bit different. So be prepared for that change as you get to college. And for those firefighters and law enforcement that really looking to become that, be ready for dedication, hard work, because the training that they go on is intense. I see them posting the colors, and you guys know what posting the colors are, right? Raising the flag, you know, putting the U.S. flag and the state of Florida flag on the post and raising the colors. I see them at 7 a.m. standing in attention, raising their colors, and at 5 p.m. bringing down the flag every single day. But right after that, they're doing PT. Then after their PT, they're in a classroom studying for their state exam. And those are intensive programs, short term, but very intense, right? So no matter what, there has to be what I call a switch that turns on in you in life. And it says that no matter what obstacle or challenge there's going to be in front of me, I will cross that hurdle. I will succeed. I will move forward. I will ask for help. I will engage with my professor. I won't disconnect. This generation has really had it hard, especially you guys. You've had now a couple of years worth of COVID, right? I'm sure you had a virtual learning environment. At least 1 year you had a virtual learning environment. Now you're more in a face-to-face environment, and I'm sure you're starting to feel a little bit more comfortable. But there was a time there that you really didn't know how sure you were of, am I learning? Am I not learning? What am I doing? You know, am I doing this right? I'm doing wrong? You're catching up with gains. But at the end of the day, know that college is waiting for you. We have at Miami-Dade College our honors college. Anybody heard of our honors college? Raise your hands. Okay. By today, all of you here are honors college. That is a fantastic program that takes you from your freshman year to your sophomore year. Not only does it give you high-performing classes and honors classes, that, by the way, everybody that completes that program, they're either going to another honors program at a university, or they're going to an Ivy League, or they're going to top engineering schools. Students that graduate from honors college, Georgia Tech, MIT, Virginia Tech, you name it, they go to UF, with a full ride and scholarship dollars in their pockets, right? For those that that don't want to get into honors college or don't make it into honors college, we have our presidential scholars. Another scholarship programs that we kicked off this year. And they're going to start applications now in January. That's a program, again, I take responsibility for that as campus president. You're going to be engaging with me directly. Honors College has their own director, has their own path, and has their own professors. Presidential scholars, the campus president takes over your co-curricular activities. I have conversations with CEO every month. We engage with you in different activities, and we worry about how you're doing in classes to make sure you come out high achieving and high performing. And again, when you expect that when you transfer out of that and you go into a university or you stayed at Miami-Dade College, then that you're also going to get another scholarship package based on your performance. So I kind of want to leave you with a message that your education doesn't stop here. It continues on through college. And it continues on through life. So be a student of your craft. And your craft is whatever you enjoy in life, right? Whatever you have a passion for. And constantly try to gain knowledge and to grow yourselves as individuals. That is the one unique thing that we have as humans that no one could ever take away from us, is the knowledge that we have. I know you probably make your parents proud the day of graduation. So for your seniors, I know you're going to have a graduation soon, and your parents and your family and your loved ones are proud to see you cross that stage. For the juniors, you'll soon be there, right? And so on. But after that, continue on, make it yours, flip that switch. It's all about what your drive is and what you want to accomplish. How many feel that they're from the near vicinity or the near community? Anybody from outside of this area? You're from outside this area? How far outside? Yeah, like, is it Miami-Dade County or outside of Miami-Dade County? Okay, so everybody's from Miami-Dade here. Nobody's coming in from Broward. We have one from Broward? Okay, so for the Broward resident, we have something called American Dream Scholar, okay? And the American Dream Scholar looks at students from throughout anywhere in the state if you graduate with your high school diploma. So your address is a Broward address? Okay. So that's another scholarship program. It covers your tuition and your books. And again, allows you to that 2 years of no financial burden in college. So consider that. Everybody qualifies for American Dream Scholars, but I promote that program specifically because it doesn't have a Miami-Dade County designation, right? So you could have graduated in Tampa, you could have graduated in Orlando, still apply for American Dream Scholars, right? So January is the season that you guys start thinking about, where am I going to apply to? Apply to any school you ever think of. See what comes back. And I'm talking to the seniors right now because you're the ones transferring out. See what comes back as what's the best package for you. And then make it a point to visit the campus. I'm gonna offer to Principal Mackey to have a field trip to the North Campus to look at the different career programs that we could offer, and that opens your minds to what you would like to engage in when you get to college. I want to see all the I don't knows on that bus going to campus. I'll promise to treat you with a good lunch. No pizza and soda. No. We'll do something nicer than that. And I'll make sure that you guys meet me there when you get off the bus. But I really, I can't tell you enough how important it is today to achieve the college expectation of graduating college. It used to be that high school was good enough and you could still make a blue-collar worker's salary. It's not going to be the case of the future. I would say that 4-year degree is the base standard for professional development and growth. You know, today you find a very hot marketplace. I was just reading a business article that there's over 11 million jobs in the US that need to be filled, over 11. And there's only about 6 million employees right now, or 6 million people looking for jobs. So it's easy pickings. But that's not going to be like that forever. And what's going to differentiate you from the person next to you, or your neighbor, or whoever's in the community looking for that same job, is what are your credentials? What's your background? How committed are you? And the commitment is shown through the degree, especially those first jobs. Because when an employer looks at that resume or that curriculum, vitae, the CV, they say, okay, they look at commitment, they look at engagement, they look at background to determine, is this the right fit for my organization? And I think at the end of the day, all of us want to sit back and have great, and I hear a lot of real estate agents in the audience, right? Because I'm sure that you've thought about becoming the next Donald Trump, owning a lot of houses and apartments, and wheeling and dealing and negotiating, and that's exciting. And I think to a certain level, you aspire to have that financial security, that you have multiple properties, you've got income coming in, you have a lot of different sources of negotiations and partners and business partners. But a lot of that networking happens in college. Your business partners are usually friends. There are other college classmates that you met, and that you come together and you collaborate, you know? And understanding how do you successfully operate a business. Those are things that you could also gain skills in college. So I end this by saying, again, become students of your craft. Become students of what you enjoy doing. You know, you might not enjoy English today, or you might not enjoy math or science. But as you get to college, you're still going to have a little bit of that, but you're going to see a lot more of your classes in your interest. And it's going to be hard work. And that's why I say become a student of your craft. So before I wrap up, I want to kind of open it up for any question that you might have of me. Again, the North Campus is proud to serve its community, and you're part of it. So I expect to see every one of you there, hopefully as a scholar, because you applied and you have a great GPA and you're engaged, and you want to not only do your 2-year degree, you want to do your 4-year degree, you want to go on to your master's degree, but know that we're here for you. So I want to open up for any question that you may have of me. Anybody? Oh, right over here.
Are there any good programs for stuff like graphic novels, like artistry and all that?
Of course, of course. So not only is there programs, so North Campus is home of the School of Entertainment Design Technology. So we've got the design and connected with the technology component. So we have the graphic design classes. We have, in addition to that, we have a transfer which is into our magic. I don't know if you like animation. Graphic animation also. So you could do your first 2 years at North Campus and then transfer into the magic program at our Wolfson campus. And that really has a focused center on gaming and animation. But you want to have those principles of graphic design that feed into it. And then when you're in that area, you know there's 2 interests. There's the coding part of it. A lot of people are in gaming right now are looking for coders, because gaming has a lot of artists, but it doesn't have a whole lot of people understanding the gaming and coding. Somebody that understands gaming and is coding, right now, they work for whoever they want to work for. They could pick whatever project they want to pick. They take jobs They work remotely for 3, 4, 5, 6 months, and they take the rest of the year off because they already made their 6 figures in that time. It's a $1 billion industry. So that's definitely a good career you want to go into. If you want to go into artistry and the design, it's there. It's more competitive. That's all I got to say. So, but on the coding side, if you do have an interest in that, within the same field, I'm going to tell you there's a lot more promising jobs out there. We're running right now, I don't know if you guys heard terminology, e-games. You understand what e-games are? It's like sports games, but digitally, right? So we're actually hosting for Lucid Dreams right now a competition going through the month of December at the North Campus. You're welcome to if you want to come. It's in our science complex on the first floor, and they have different teams coming in and competing, and you could look at what they're doing and what they're doing in e-games. The other neat thing that I could tell you is branching out of the North Campus is our Artificial Intelligence Center. So we're building an Artificial Intelligence Center at the North Campus, opening up March, and it really has focus that, you guys know that artificial intelligence is in everything you're doing right now. You know, Amazon has an algorithm out there that's being run by AWS services and the AI background, and they're telling you, well, you know, you talked about that, you know, you want to get a dog, and now it's selling you dog collars. It's giving you recommendations on different cages and playpens, and I tell you because that's something that's happened to me now, you know. And you never put in a search for dogs, but it's tracking us. It knows what our interests are, you know. And the AI is out there. So, and it's going across every single discipline. So there's a big healthcare industry growth of AI, understanding the human genome and what are the things that are typically an illness or something that could come up with a challenge in your life. Let it be, you know, for example, you know, if you're overweight, you know, they're going to consider that, okay, you need to make sure that you're having this health track, you're following this certain type of diet, and the medical field is following stuff like that. So that's something unique to the North Campus that we're also going to have, and there is going to be an influence of design in that too. So, yes.
As someone who wants to become an attorney, would you recommend criminal justice or pre-law as a major?
So I'm gonna recommend criminal justice, and I'll tell you why. So when you're in criminal justice, the fields are very wide and vary. A lot of pre-law students end up thinking that they want to do something else in the criminal justice system. When you go through CJ, specifically at the North Campus, hello, it's coming in. We have a 3+3 program. Oh, that big voice. We have a 3+3 program with St. Thomas University. So you could do your associates and your bachelor's in 3 years, and then automatically transfer into St. Thomas Law and do your JD with a master's degree in 3 more years. So that means by age 24, you could technically be sitting for your bar exam at the state level. Yeah. But again, it's expensive. So I want you to think about applying for the scholarship programs. So at least your 3 years at Miami-Dade College, you don't have to worry about that financial burden. Because when you get to St. Thomas Law, it's a little bit more expensive. And I'll leave it at that. But, and I'm gonna tell you, President Armstrong, he's a great guy at St. Thomas, great institution, really close to here. So I can really vouch for that school. And it's a great program that we have that. So I would definitely go through CJ and really look into the 3+3, because sitting at age 24, your bar, and then having completed your JD, your Juris Doctorate, That's it. I mean, you don't have to go back to school after that. You've made it to the top level. That's it for you. So, no problem. You got one other question on this side? Yes, I can. Okay, so we have bridge programs with different institutions. So we have a bridge with UM, we have a bridge with FIU, we have a bridge with FAMU. So basically, you come to Miami-Dade College, but you're also accepted into the institution you want to transfer to. So let's say you've already made a point that you say, I want to go to FIU. That's my destination. That I want to be in the doctoral program at FIU, right? And I want to become a medical doctor. So by joining the bridge, you get the benefits of being a Miami-Dade College student with access to everything an FIU student has. When you finish your associates, you're automatically admitted, right? So a lot of students do this because of their interest of going to that one institution. And they already have a focus. The classes that you're picked are directly correlated to what transfers over to that institution. Because you're gonna have choices. There's gonna be a couple of different biology classes you need to take. And I use that as a medical track, right? There's a couple of different types of biology classes. There's a couple of different types of chemistry classes, physics classes. And depending on where you're transferring to, you've got to take the right one, because you don't want to take a biology that you really didn't have to take. Because they're going to say, no, I don't need that bio. I actually need Bio 2010, BSc 2010, versus another one that you took. Or I need CHM 1145, not 1125. So that's one of the benefits of the bridge program. And students have an affinity sometimes already to see their alma mater at their next institution. So they like being on that campus, getting the resources of that campus. So, not knowing where exactly you're at in the county, but let's say you're close to South Campus, right? And you join the bridge program, you could probably go work out in the student gym at the FIU South Campus, I'm an FIU grad too, by the way. MDC, FIU, Nova Southeastern University. Those are my 3 institutions. So I'm proud to say that I'm a Panther too, but I'm a Shark first, okay? So I'm a Shark first, Panther second, and then to top off my career, I ended up being a Shark again because Nova's a Shark. So I'm Shark with a Panther in the middle. But I'm gonna tell you, Miami is so special. Not many towns, and I've done a little traveling in my day, and not many towns has the opportunity to have the rich higher education institutions it has, and to add to Miami, I'm gonna call it South Florida, because coming down from West Palm down, I think of colleges and universities, and there's really no need to leave Miami unless you really want to go out there and explore and learn something new and go to, you really have your heart set to become a Gator. Anybody wants to be a Gator? No Gator Nation here? There's a Gator right here in the back, right? So I know that he has a passion to become a Gator, right? And if he doesn't get admitted as a freshman, which is very tough to get admitted to UF as a freshman, if you come to Miami-Dade College, you get your AA, they have to admit you as a junior transfer once you complete your AA. Doesn't mean that they admit you into the program, they have to admit you as a UF student. You still have to work on completing all the classes that you need to transfer into that program you want to go into, right? So it's very important to know where you want to go to so you take the right classes. So in those 60 credits that you get your associate's degree in, you target what those classes are and what you're transferring over. In addition to the 2+2, something special is that when we partner with those universities, they actually have one of their advisors at the campus. So if you do the FIU Bridge program, inside the MDC advisement office, there's an FIU advisor, and you get advised by them also. So that's another level of exchange that we have with them. Okay? Does that answer your question? Yeah. All right. no problem. Anyone else? Anyone else? So, oh, we got one more. We're going to take this last one.
Okay, so I'm interested in math and chemical courses. So do you recommend any courses for that?
Definitely. So at the North Campus, we're home of the School of Science, and we have a bachelor's degree in biological sciences. So if you're a math major and you're a chemistry major and you want a career in biology, and I'm going to tell you the gamut. You could go into pharmacy, you could go into the medical field, you could go into research, science and laboratory research. You have all those opportunities for you. With that bachelor's degree, you could pivot to any one of those tracks. The beauty about our BSBS is that you're doing research and you're going to have an internship site, a paid internship site that you could choose to go to. So one of the success, so in my career, my success is not my success. My success is the student's success. I'll say that very early on. I made it here through very humble beginnings. I would have never thought in my wildest dream that I would have become a campus president. And I'm sure the mayor would have, when he was growing up, he never thought he was going to become the mayor of Miami Lakes, right? Those are things that we don't even dream of, right? And now that I got to this, at this level, for years, I've been working with students. And I have one student, her name is Gabby. She works in my office as a student assistant. And I'm going to tell you her story a little bit. Gabby was going to a school which doesn't exist today, but you guys ever heard of the LBA Academy? It was a high school that was in Hialeah Gardens. So Gabby was going to the LBA Academy, and the principal, her and me, we had a great relationship. I was not in the role that I was now, but I was part of their ESAC. And as part of their ESAC, I was really the bridge that would connect college to that high school. And she calls me and she says, Gabby, our 4.0 student, she's thinking about not going to college because she doesn't have a way to pay for college. I said, how could it be? Yeah, she's working at Dunkin' Donuts to help support her family. And after high school, and she's on her last term. She had passed all her grades, straight A student, really dedicated and really focused on her studies. But just knowing that it was her senior year and she was going to college, she took this Dunkin' Donuts job. And I said, no, that can't be. So I immediately engaged with her directly, brought in her family, had a discussion, had her apply for a few scholarship programs. Thank God she became an American Dream Scholar. Today, she's in the Bachelor's in Science BS degree, had an internship site in a research lab, and I'm proud to say that she notified me on Monday that she won't be working in my campus president's office anymore because she got offered a full-time research assistant position without graduating with her bachelor's degree at the research lab she's at, getting paid $17 an hour as an assistant. I share that with you because in our programs at Miami-Dade College, we're really focused on workforce. We're really focused on giving you a career experience that's going to get ready for that job. That when employers look at you, they say that student is prepared and is ready to get to work. That's who we focus on. So if you've got that math, if you've got that chemistry in your background, you want to do research, you want to test the job market, get paid to do that while you're doing that, definitely our BS, our Bachelor's in Science and Biological Sciences is your path. And you could do it all at the North Campus. You never have to transfer out. Okay? So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Principal Mackey. Thank you once again for inviting me. Mayor, thank you. I am a man of faith. And if you don't mind, I want to close my section here in a moment of prayer. Is that okay with everyone? All right. Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, our Lord, thank you, Lord, for these students' lives, for the opportunity that you've lent us, that you continue to guide us and to show us the path that we lay out, Lord. We know that if we come to you in faith and we ask you for guidance, you will answer us at due time. Lord, I take this moment to ask for the life of not only these students, but of their families, to help them, guide them, so that they can make the right choices in their lives to be successful. That their success that they bring on is whatever they choose to measure success. That you give them the security that they need, the financial security, the career security, the future that is bright for them ahead. Lord, as believers, we know that you're always looking over us. We love that. We love you, Lord. I can't think but the blessings that you've given each one of us and the opportunity you've given me here today to talk to these students. May you guide them. May you guide them to success. May you guide their families. May you guide the mayor, the principal, and all the faculty and the staff here that provide their love and support to these students, Lord. May your faith, may the faith in you be the guiding light of their lives. Lord Jesus, we love you. In your name we pray. Amen. All right, thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thanks. I know you guys are heading back to class, but how cool is that to have a college president hang out with you guys for an hour? When I was your age, that never happened. To be real, that never, ever, ever happened. He left the North Campus when him and I spoke, and he said, you know what, I'm heading over there to talk to them, to showcase what we're all about. I wish I had that opportunity. So take advantage of what he's offering. Go visit the school. I know Principal Mackey already told me he's going to set up that tour of North Campus. They got it all. And he's absolutely right. You can get your degree there. I did it. So I'm a perfect example of doing it. Education is truly the great equalizer in our society. Have a good day, guys. And again, I'm looking forward to that tour at North Campus.